I'm home. I am home. I am home. I have traveled far along this road, and now I'm home. Shalom. Shalom. In the love of God, I am home. I am home. I am home. I have traveled far along this road, and now I'm home. Shalom. Shalom. In the love of God, I am home.
Oh, good morning and welcome to Unity, spirituality with open hearts and open minds. And so I am thrilled because I am home. Yay! Lane and I had an amazing, wonderful trip. It was like the perfect blend of going into interesting ports, a lot of which I'd never been into before, and then the 6 days coming across the ocean, where it was just being on the ship and resting and watching the water and reading and doing my Vedic astrology. And so it was just this perfect blend of things. And at the beginning, I thought, oh my gosh, 29 days on a ship. I bet partway through I'm going to be going, okay, this is a long time on a ship. Did that happen? No. I opened to all of the blessings, and it was absolutely amazing. So thank you all, and thank you to all of our guest speakers who covered while I was gone. I knew that you all could be entrusted to these wonderful kindred souls. And so here's Lane. We are thrilled to be back. And you know I love you if I can be gone for over 30 days, and I'm looking forward to coming back. So know you all call me back, and I am thrilled to be back up here again. And want to welcome one and all here and on Zoom. So whether you're here in person or virtually, welcome this day. And we're coming up this coming week on Halloween, which is called Samhain in the ancient holy pagan earth-based calendar. And so I have a blessing to welcome the season of Samhain. So open to receive this blessing. Grandmother wisdom, open the door. Grandfather counsel, come you in. Let there be welcome to the ancient lore. Let there be welcome to the winter of the year. In cold and darkness you are traveling. Under crystal skies you will arrive. May the blessed time of Samhain clarify the soul of all beings, bringing joy and wisdom to revelation. from the depths to the heights, from the heights to the depths, in the cave of every soul. So welcome to this holy season of Samhain on the calendar of Mother Earth. I invite you now to stand, and we'll unite our voices as we sing as a community of one, Sacred Love.
You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are.
Oh, please be seated. And I love this. One of the things I got on the trip is to come back and remember the great saying that comes from Scotland, that the reason angels can fly is because they take things so lightly. And to do my sacred work, but to do it with even more lightness of heart and spirit than I've ever done it before. And to live in such a state of grace is so funny. And I looked at that and I was like, well, Greece kind of smooths the way, and so does grace. But I thought, it's a slippery slope, yes. And I was just like, that spirit laughing and saying, take this lightly with humor. A state of grace.
And as long as we're going to lighten up, let's light the candle.
Oh, good idea. Yes. So we're now going to light the candle. I'll remember all these pieces once I finish grounding. So come, light of God. Come, light, light of God. Give light to creation. Enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. Come, light, light of God, give light to creation. Enlighten our hearts and remain with your world. Yes, David.
David, you're not on.
Somebody turn
This is the
David.
sound god.
You know, just like a self-tapping screw, you got to plug yourself in. So I was going to ask, how are all you self-tapping screws this morning? So, as Spirit would do, I'll just put it this way. I'll read this part, and you figure out if it had anything to do with being a self-tapping screw. You tell me. We have fulfilled every divine purpose just by showing up in life. And the attributes of the divine expressed through us always. Though more intensely when we align our minds with these attributes. When we plug in, tighten down, screw in. I'll leave you with that for a second. So, I don't know why this shows up, but this guy named Rich Orloff one day sent this poem onto my email. And I don't know how he got it doesn't matter. Anyway, and he said, this is my now spiritual calling. I'm doing this poetry that I'm doing. And this came forward, and I saw this the other day, and it just, I was watching the sunrise, and what a beautiful week have we had weather-wise. Oh my gosh. And the trees and all this. It's called morning prayer. I awaken, open my eyes, and a divine voice says to me, look at the clouds. Look at the sky. Look at the horizon. I give you these. Look at a stranger's smile. Hear a friend's warm words. Feel a loved one's embrace. I give you these. And if you are thinking, yeah, but what about? And what about? And what about? I admit, those are fair questions. You're questioning, and you're yearning for answers, hoping for a better world. I give you that too. Then two little quotes. The ignorant believe that what they see is how it is. The wise understand that what they see is how they are. And the final thing, before I give the daily word here today, is about time. So, in case you're not aware, next Sunday we changed it back to standard time. Why we do that is anybody's guess. But we can, because we made it up to start out with, right? So we just took a whole day and decided to divide it by 24 instead of 10. So, whatever. Anyway. And this quote came out. This is great. This is an affirmation from that paragraph I read. It says, today I realize that time is not passing. I am passing through time. So regardless of what time it is, we're moving through it. But a reminder, if you show up at 11 o'clock as normal, and we set our clocks back, what's going to happen?
The sound god will flog you.
The coffee will be on, so that's a good thing. All right, today's daily word is imagination. I imagine and create the most magnificent life. I admire a storyteller's gift for creating fantastic worlds where impossible things happen. Harry Potter come to mind? I immerse myself in the story, allowing myself to feel the wonder, the exhilaration, and even the sadness of the storyteller's imagination that has been created. No matter how scary the story, there is nothing to fear. It is only a story. My imagination helps me create my life story. Guided by divine wisdom and will, I imagine positive, meaningful life. If disturbing thoughts cloud my imagination, I remember that I am God's living expression. There is nothing to fear. My spiritual gifts of faith, love, strength, and understanding join with my imagination to build a fulfilling life, the life that my heart desires. Just like it said, the wise understand. And from Joel, I pour out my spirit to all flesh. Your your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your old shall dream dreams, and your young shall see visions. Imagination. I imagine and create a most wonderful life. So it is. Amen.
Oh, and we're now getting ready to do our time of prayer and meditation, but I want to catch you up a little bit on some pastoral things that are going on that will be included in the prayers, but I wanted to let you know before we go into prayer. First of all, when I got back, I was really just absolutely shocked to discover that Leslie Aiken, who's done our Unity directory and has been such a part of Unity for the last number of years, made her transition back to Spirit. And I don't have any details in regards to time. I'm trying to get in touch with the family to see if they'd like us to do a service and perhaps coordinate with UU that she had been involved with Bruce for many years as well. She was involved in groups all over the city for social and ecological and humanitarian justice. And so she was a bright light for all of us. And so in prayer, we'll send her forward with a blessing. On Friday, from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening, I was doing pastoral care. We had a couple of people go to the hospital. Cecilia, she's here this morning. She had an episode of weakness and so was wise and called for help. She's back home safe and sound with the care that she needs, and so we're thrilled she's here this morning. And you'd find it a bit humorous. At one point, the ER was so busy, they said, we're going to have to move you out into the hall. And so I was gathering up all the notes because I was making all kinds of calls trying to get the assistance we needed. And I come around the corner where they've put her in the hall, and there's Cecilia on her cot, and then there's a guy in handcuffs with the sheriff right next to her. And I went, this looks like a Steve Martin movie. What in the world are we doing here? So Cecilia's back. I then got a call that Tom Serber had gone to the hospital. As we all know, he's got chronic lung disease, but he was not doing well. They admitted him, hydrated him, and then sent him home. So I helped get him home and the oxygen and all of that, and he is positive for COVID. So I was very surprised they discharged him with COPD and COVID, but they did, and he's at his son Troy's house right now recovering and doing better. We got the meds all on board. Kristen, the reason he's not back at home with Kristen is Kristen's been ill as well. She apparently had COVID and is having pneumonia that's not resolving. And so she's working with her doctor, and so we wanted her to rest and get the care she needed while we took care of Tom. So prayers for Kristen as well. Tom Drake, I understand, may have RSV, and so he's been ill, so prayers that Tom recovers as well. And then Trudy is scheduled to have her second cataract surgery tomorrow. And so we've got prayers for Trudy as well. And she's home protecting herself from all of the various things that are floating around in our world this day. So I wanted to update you on how the various people are doing. And so now we're going to go do the most powerful work we can to assist them. We embody this presence in whatever they need and our response to it, but we hold them in prayer, which is where miracles happen, and where even if we're not with them physically, we're with them in love and spiritually, sending healing energy and blessings. So let us settle in now into prayer and meditation, singing Sanctuary, realizing we're that for ourselves and for one another. Sanctuary.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you.
So I invite you to settle in at depth, letting the outer world fade away for just a little while and settling into that sacred space, that sanctuary, that temple of peace and presence that abides at the core of your being. Wherever you go and wherever life takes you, you carry with you this sacred altar where your higher self and your soul that exists in this world commune with one another and with the presence of the divine in a field of love and light, peace and grace. Allow Spirit to gift you this day with your inner sanctuary. Maybe indoors or outdoors, real or imagined. Just take a few moments of silence and stillness and let Spirit gift you with this invitation into your inner sanctuary. In this place of peace, realize you never journey alone. For with you is the presence of the divine, the angels, the masters, the kindred spirits who journey through life with you. Allow yourself to realize the depth and breadth of spiritual support that is yours every moment of your life and every step of the journey. Let these presences make themselves known to you and open your heart to receive them with openness and gratitude. Bring into this moment all of the deepest prayers that are yours for yourself and others. Opening to receive wisdom for the unfolding of your soul journey and compassion for others and yourself. Allow this healing, blessed energy to fill you at every level of being. Body, mind, heart, and soul. Feel the loving response to your prayers. Feel the tender, loving care with whom so many hold you. And we unite now, each of us in our sacred places, but also linked as one in spirit, in heart, and in unity. As we unite to send forth prayers of blessing to Leslie Aiken. We give thanks for her presence in our world and what a light she was for so many. She lived a life of devotion and dedication to making a difference in our world. And we let her know that she succeeded, and she can go on to the realm of spirit light-hearted, opening to her next adventure, carrying with her all of the blessings and memories and love that she gathered together while in this realm with us. We surround these with healing energy, where healing occurs at every level of being, and each knows they are deeply and truly loved and tenderly cared for. Cecilia, Tom Serber, Kristen, Tom Drake, and Trudy. With our hearts united as one, we send forth these prayers and these blessings, knowing that we too have made a difference in our shared world through our prayers and our presence. We also unite as one this day in praying for peace in the world. Peace for those who have been stricken by mass shootings, for those involved in the war in Israel and Gaza, those impacted by the war in Ukraine, and all others this day who abide currently in places of conflict. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. And now let us each pour forth into this sanctuary, this vessel of spirit, all the prayers that are ours this day, silently or aloud, knowing that even as you have been blessed and others are there to support you, you too get to be a vessel to take that love and that grace and to pour it into a world that needs it so desperately and into the hearts of those near and dear. So now gather your prayers silently or aloud and pour them forth into this sacred space now. And with a heart filled with gratitude, release those prayers that they might be fully unfolding at highest and best for all and in right and perfect time. And as a blessing on this day of Samhain, for your soul journey in the coming weeks and months and years, a poem by Ben Wander, If You Find Me Down on My Knees. If you find me down on my knees, don't assume the worst. Sometimes it just hurts. I haven't given up. I haven't given in. I've just fallen. If you find me down on my knees, know I'm here for a reason. To draw upon the power of the spirits, my ancestors and the seasons, to let the fire from within the earth rise through the surface and into my heart, to reignite the flame that's lost a bit of its flicker. If you find me down on my knees, look at the path I've walked. You will see I've knelt down many times before. You'll know I'll be here once more to pray. If you find me kneeling down on my knees, and if you're being called to kneel down beside me, together we can listen to the beating drums and place our hands on Mother Earth, letting her heart dance with ours. Then we'll rise with great spirit, being held by God. Go forth blessed and blessing, knowing you never walk alone. For this we are so profoundly grateful that we can find sanctuary and we can be sanctuary. What an amazing and wonderful miracle and blessing that is. Sanctuary.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, open-hearted, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I am a living sanctuary for you.
Namaste. I behold the divine in each and every one of you, and I see you as vessels of sacred love and presence and grace. And now the gift of special music, it blesses me.
I hit a bump in the road. It interrupted my flow. It tossed me all around. It taught me how to slow down. I hit a bump in the road. It interrupted my flow. It tossed me all around. It taught me how to slow down. Oh, it blesses me. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, it blesses me. I got lost in some pain, felt like a constant rain. It led me deep to my soul, Now with the Spirit I go. What it takes to get there, from a world that is lost to a vision that's new. I wouldn't say there's a cause. Oh, it blesses me. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, blesses me. When we want only love, then love is all we will see. And when we live in that love, then love is all we will be. Yeah, when we want only love, love is all we will see. And when we live in that love, then love is all we will be. Oh, it blesses me. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, it blesses me. Oh, it blesses me. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, it blesses me. Whatever comes my way, I believe. Oh, it blesses me. It blesses me. Blesses me. It blesses me.
And I believe you wrote that one, right? That's one of his creations. Whoa. Thank you all. That was wonderful. Oh, it blesses me. Life blesses each one of us all the time. Sometimes in expected ways and sometimes in unexpected ways. And I can guarantee you traveling reminds you of both of those. Because the one thing that I've learned in all the years and all my travels is it never goes exactly the way you think it's going to go. You prepare as best you can, and then the journey unfolds. Cecilia and Bo always said the last thing to put in your suitcase is your patience, because it's the first thing you're going to need. And we packed going to Scandinavia for the first week of October. So we had sweaters and Costco cheap thermal underwear and gloves, and we got there and it was in the 60s and it was so warm I put a sweater on one day and had to change. So half of what we brought we never actually needed, but I had this feeling if I didn't bring it, it would be really cold. So it's prepare the best you can, but then allow things to unfold, because we had this amazing, beautiful weather. So instead of going, oh, I didn't get to wear any of my sweaters, that's terrible, it was so, I didn't have to wear any of my sweaters. It was beautiful. It's the same situation. It's just how you see it. Unexpected things come up. One of my moments that just amazed me was we were coming down through the Atlantic, and the captain said, we're coming into the Saragossa Sea, and there'll be brown algae, and in it there'll be all kinds of, the waters will smooth out, and in that will be all kinds of beautiful fish, and you'll see dolphins and all. Well, I was expecting to enter the Sargasso Sea, and it basically looked the same. I saw a couple of little brown clumps of algae, and I was like, well, that wasn't quite what he hyped it up to be. And then we were sitting having some coffee, and I looked out the window, and I saw this little tiny white bird all by itself flying from the ship, from toward the front of the ship across the ocean out. And I was like, oh, you poor little thing, you're all by yourself? This little white bird out in the middle of the ocean? And I watched Migration, the movie about how birds fly across the ocean. So I knew it was possible, but it was so little and all by itself. And so I sent it a blessing for safe travels, and then I looked up and it dove into the water. And I was like, well, that wasn't quite what I had in mind. And then 2 more came up out of the water. It was flying fish. They fly a long ways before they dive back into the water. And so I was sure I was blessing a little bird, and I was blessing a flying fish that was perfectly happy and having a grand day. The good news is I thought, that little flying fish got a blessing. It wasn't what I thought it was, but it got a blessing for the day, and luckily wasn't by itself at all. And so life is this interesting journey of the expected and the unexpected. And Samhain, All Hallows Eve, is really a celebration of those parts of the journey that we don't quite understand or we're scared of. That's the twilight, the shadow time, which personally, as someone who loves the mystery, my favorite times of the day are the dawn and the dusk, the in-between times where it's not fully dark and it's not fully light. And so Samhain became Halloween for us. And for me, it was always, of course, dressing in a costume and going trick-or-treating. And when I was a little girl, it was safe enough that we would go into people's homes and into their kitchens and have hot cider and fresh cookies. And they would give me coins to put in my little milk carton thing that was for UNICEF, the children of the world. I'd gather all my change and then take it to school the next day. And it was this wonderful sense of safety, and that's changed so much. But it was also that fun thing of going out into the night. Because at that age, I didn't get to go out at night very much. And so it was being out at night, but knowing my parents were right there if I got scared. So it was that blend of support and adventure. And life is that for all of us. There's that adventure where we don't know what's going to happen, but there's also this tremendous sense of support and presence that is always with us. Halloween actually is hallow, which is sacred, and een is evening, sacred evening. When you really look at the meaning of it, it's been completely misinterpreted, particularly by the culture here. It's meant to be a night where you recognize the sacredness of the darkness and the shadow as well as the light, where you face your fears, but also know you're supported, where you get to come to crossroads and engage the uncertainty of which way do we go. There are certain markers for Halloween. And this tradition is all over the world in many, many different traditions. It's not just a Celtic or a European tradition. It's found all over the world in the different cultures. And so it's this time where we honor that everything is sacred. Years ago, I went to a Vedic astrology conference and sat next to this wonderful Sikh man who was a Vedic astrologer. And he said, one of the things that amazes me about American culture is you're so afraid of the dark, the things that go bump in the night. And he said, the darkness is potential, it's possibility, it's equally divine. It's the unknown, it's the mystery. And even in the dark, there are lights in the night sky to remind us that it's all sacred and that the presence of the divine is in all of it. And so Halloween is a time where the veil is thin between the seen and the unseen. And so the mystery can creep in. And the more you open your heart, the more you can feel that mystery and allow its unfolding. On Halloween, time and space shift. Time shifts in that it's a time, next week we're going to actually physically have a time shift, but it's a time where the portal to connect with the ancestors and for those who are in the realm of spirit opens up for easier communion. I love the fact that we can still connect in love beyond the veil with those we love who've returned to spirit. There's an old saying that comes from the Jewish and the Eskimo tradition that if you're missing your loved one, go out and look at the night sky, and the stars are the people who love us looking down and sending us blessings. And we can look up and send them blessings right back. And so it's a time of connecting with the ancestors and realizing the tradition through which we've come, but it's also a time where you recognize that you're always at a crossroads in terms of where you've been, this is where you are, but what comes next? What's the next step? What's your next calling, your next unfolding, your next opportunity to grow or to share or to bless? And so it's a time where the portal of space is also open, where spirit and the manifest realm have flexibility and shift. Because one of the markers of All Hallows Eve is an honoring of crossroads. That's something we don't usually hear about. And crossroads are those places where you get to make a decision as to which way you're going to go. Back from where you've come, forwards, to the right, to the left. And for all of us, that's probably scarier than almost anything we're going to find that goes bump in the night, is the uncertainty of what's coming next. It can paralyze us. It also invites us to figure out how we want to engage with life and experience our soul journeys with those around us in new ways. And so a crossroads is a place of choice. And one of the things that I loved as I started doing spiritual work is realizing that whichever path you choose, it will ultimately take you to where you are meant to go. The road taken, the road less taken, they both will lead you where you are meant to go. I remember when I first started studying angels with Dorothy Curtis, my Unity minister back in Texas. She said, if you want the angels to assist you, you need to ask. And I was like, oh, I just figured they'd just show up. And she said, well, a lot of times when you're asking is when you're in an emergency and you send out a cosmic help. And that's an opening where they can come and be present, even if you haven't called them in specifically. But she said, if you want support from the angels and the masters and the ancestors and the wise ones, open and invite them to be present with you. Because one of the pieces that is honored the most in this realm of polarity and duality, of this place we call Earth, is the power of choice and free will. Which is why the angels and the masters will not intercede unless you invite them to walk the path with you. They honor so deeply your right and your privileges to make your choices and to have your soul journey unfold consciously or unconsciously in the way that you choose. So they won't intercede or interfere. And so when you come to these crossroads where you get to choose which direction you're going in, it's a wonderful time to remember the gifts of Hallow Evening, of All Hallows Eve, of Everything is Sacred Eve, and to look at where you are and realize that you have support through time and through space. One of the practices that I've taught people over years that is something that I've found has helped me tremendously is when I'm at a place of having to make a choice, I go into meditation and I get as centered as I can. Sometimes that takes a while, that's okay. And I get centered and then I go, okay, I've got these choices to make. If I go this way, what will it feel like? And I just throw that strand of possibility out through time and space. Okay, if I chose to do this job, what does it feel like? And your soul can feel. Sometimes you get details, sometimes it's just an overall feeling, and then you come back to center again. Crossroads. Stand at the crossroads. And then, okay, if instead of doing that, I did this, and just travel down that strand of possibility beyond time and space, and how does it feel, and what shows up? And then come back to center. And you'll be amazed how different they feel, because your soul is always seeking highest and best. Now that was where my training was to do that. I have since learned to add in a third. So I come back to center, stand at the crossroads, time and space, manifest and unmanifest, swirling together, all sacred. And the third one, I just say, is there something I haven't thought of? What's another possibility? And then I journey down that strand in imagination and in meditation and see, how does that feel and what comes up? I've been amazed over the years at what comes up. Sometimes it's neither one of these is highest and best. There's something brand new that shows up that I hadn't even thought of. Sometimes it's a blend of the two choices in a form I hadn't thought of. And sometimes it's you already know the answer. And then after that third time, I come back to center. And then I make the decision based on this soul journey that All Hallows Eve reminds us is part of life. And down all of those paths, there are things that go bump in the night that are scary. There are things that are like shining lights and feel like great blessings. But you get to then come back to center and realize that it truly is all sacred. The things that we judge as challenges sometimes hold the deepest blessings. I know that's been so true in my life. There are challenges and wonders and blessings that come in unexpected ways. That if we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, we notice. It's not by accident that the mantra for Halloween is trick or treat. It's not just what are you going to get when you knock at somebody's door. It's how do you view your life? Do you see it as trick or as treat? Do you see it as things to be scared of that are out to get you, or do you see it as blessings? This morning there was a woman on the morning show, and she's a Broadway person that's like a chorus. She's in the background. It was about people that aren't in the lead, but how important they are. And she said she always looks for glimmers. And she said those are the little shiny lights that let me know I'm going in the right direction or that blessings are everywhere. And it's in the dusk and the dark that you really can see shimmerings more than anywhere else. And so All Hallows Eve reminds us of that. And the thing that I've always loved is All Hallows Eve is not a standalone. It's one of three. The first is Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and then November the 1st is All Saints' Day, where you honor and celebrate those who have gone before you that inspire you, bring you comfort, bring you courage, bring you hope. And then the third is All Souls' Day. It's for all of us, recognizing that we are here doing sacred work. And so you go from the path and the things that go bump in the night and the crossroads and recognizing that all of life is holy to going, okay, who can I call upon to companion me, to help me remember that? And then on the third day, I get to see that in myself and in the people I get to journey with. So I invite you this year, Tuesday's Halloween. So on Tuesday, think about the veil being thin and that the realm of spirit and the manifest world are dancing with each other that night. And then on Wednesday, take some time to pray and meditate and think about those who inspire you and bring you comfort. Give them thanks and open to take what they've given you, and that they've given it to you not so you can hoard it, but so you can pass it on. And then on Thursday, vision how will you pass on the gifts that have been given to you, the tricks, the treats that you can share with the world. And so I invite you this year to see Halloween as a truly sacred night, followed by 2 more sacred days where the veil is thin, the magic happens, and our souls get to have a wonderful adventure, facing our fears, making our choices, and feeling the eternal support of the divine, where everything is truly holy. Let us pray. Oh, sweet, sweet Spirit. Oh, we give thanks for this amazing adventure we called life. Let us remember to open to receive all of the gifts along the way, some in the form of tricks and some in the form of treats, in darkness and in light, in certainty and uncertainty, in connection with everything that is holy, knowing we are in oneness with that ourselves. May each and every one of you go forth from this service and through the All Hallows Eve process in a way that blesses you and thus blesses our world. Let us dance in the crossroads, let us welcome the ancestors, and let us choose consciously to be co-creators with the divine for peace on earth in our lifetimes. May each and every one of you be blessed and blessing, And so it is. Om, amen, and blessed be. I'm glad to be back. And now we're going to sing one of my absolute favorite songs. I love this song. Let It Be. The Beatles. Yes, please stand.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When all the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. Though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Thank you.
Oh, I love the Beatles. Please be seated.
And I can remember Big Bird singing that song on Sesame Street. Letter B. There's letter A, letter B, letter C. We're talking letter B here. This is the time of the service where we receive the offering, so I invite you to take out your offering, your blessing, and we will bless it as we do here each week. And together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful indeed.
Gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, Gratitude to the right of me. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Gratitude within me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
Sweet, sweet Spirit, I am so grateful. I am so grateful to have this opportunity of this moment in time. I'm so grateful to have something I can contribute. I'm so grateful to have the resources I have in order to do that. I'm so grateful for my next breath. I'm grateful for my last breath. I'm grateful to those around me, and I'm grateful when I'm by myself. For with all of those characteristics, you are right there. As Pam always says, we never have to walk this alone. And so true that is. And when we understand the nature of who we are, then we can go forth in everything that we can touch, we can bless. And everything that comes up to us, we can be grateful for. So we receive these gifts, we send out these gifts with that intention that each person may find that place where everything that comes to them, they're grateful for. And they send that blessing out to another. In a world that's broken and at war and doing all the things that's going on, that sometimes is really hard to see. I get it. But it starts inside. It starts with me showing up. And then all the rest, eventually it'll take care of itself. It's the power of collective thought that's going to make peace on earth. Spirit gave us that as part of our DNA. All you have to do is hold that as a firm, absolute truth with a capital T. There is peace on earth. There's peace in this very moment. And we can manifest it across the planet when we all get onto that same page. So we send those gifts forward so that we do indeed create heaven on earth. Peace for all mankind, all kind. And let's do that in our lifetime. So it is. Amen.
Thank you.
All right. Well, glad we have you back up here. Let us see. Announcements. Bianca, how are we doing with the dinner? Is that going to happen or not?
The Indian dinner?
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. We have a sign-up sheet out there already. Okay. So there's a sign-up sheet for the Indian dinner. There's 35 people max. And last time we sold out. I expect that to happen again. So if you want to have a wonderful, actually absolutely wonderful meal and very interesting meal, November 11th.
No, 12.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
Now, I don't know if Diwali got switched. I mean, all I know is that.
Well, it'll be Diwali in India at that time.
Oh, there we go.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And we're going to not only have the Indian dinner, but Mukesh and I are going to put together a Diwali meditation, which is the beginning of their festival of lights.
Oh, perfect.
Their season of light. And so there'll be a short meditation service after the dinner for all of us to send light and peace into the world.
Perfect. That sounds great.
It's a Saturday.
All right. So we're on for the 11th. Okay, sign up. Be there, be square. Speaking of Festival of Lights and Diwali, guess what? We're doing our own Diwali right in here in the first weekend of December. So we need to get ready. You know, we turned these lights on, but we got to turn on a lot of other things to make that happen. There are serious sign-up sheets out there. There's going to be a silent auction. We've got all sorts of boutiques, but we also need all hands on deck. This is an all hands on deck affair. Whether you were setting up, taking down, fixing, making, baking, doesn't matter. But please put your name on the list so at least we know that you're, because if you're not on the list, you'll have the opportunity to just have somebody cosmically pick you with a phone call. Sharon, could you help? What can you do? Can you help decorate? All right, see, that's how it works. All right, we got that figured out. And then there is a whole bunch of stuff going on that are on the website. I'll let you do that. Go to the website. There's meditations, there's sound healings, there's crystal ball. There's just a lot of stuff, all for your opportunity to bath in the vastness of the divine. Because each one of these things is an opportunity to experience spirit from a little different place. God made all of this for our enjoyment and also for our spiritual growth. So this is your chance. Anyway, on the website, unitypt.org, Zelfa's holding the high watch today, and so she's available for personal positive prayer, affirmative prayer following service. So if you have something heavy in your heart, see Zelfa back there. If you choose not to do that, there are prayer requests in the prayer box back there. We hold that for a week, and then we send them on to Silent Unity for 30 days additional prayer. And with that, I think we are ready. So let's form a circle. Hey, we can make a whole circle this time. We got lots of people, yeah. He's out.
He's up. He's up.
And yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
And we know the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Have a great week, everybody.
That guy in the back there,
Yeah,
that looks a little bit like me.
that's Jeff. Yeah,
Jim?
I think it's Jeff.